From its earliest years, Sigma Phi Epsilon has counted on each member to contribute to the success of the fraternity and to society in general. Today, that spirit of individual contribution is embodied in each Sigma Phi Epsilon fellow. A fellow is a servant leader, a brother who has applied his skills and talents in an effort to improve a community in a very meaningful and sustainable way. He has designed, coordinated, and completed more than 500 hours of service to society. The two men we recognize this afternoon have aspired to a greater sense of harmony within their communities and provide a living example of dedicated service to our fellow man. Brother Michael David Paciero, Michigan Theta RLC, Lawrence Technological University. Educate, expose, empower. It was these three simple goals that drove Brother Paciero and his involvement with Deconstruct to Reconstruct. This initiative, sponsored by the Ford Foundation, awards 10 $25,000 grants to projects that contribute to building sustainable communities. In April 2014, Michael, as the project lead with 4 other students and a faculty member, applied for, was awarded, and used one of the Deconstruct to Reconstruct grants. As an architectural engineering major, Brother Paciero has developed a passion for sustainable development, particularly in the area of deconstruction. When a building reaches the end of its useful life, it is typically demolished and hauled off to landfills. Deconstruction is a method of harvesting what is commonly considered waste and reclaiming it into useful building material, extending its life. Many cities across the nation have experienced hardships over the past several years. Recognizing the plight in his own backyard, Brother Paciero focused his project on the Detroit area and how he could be part of the solution in the reconstruction of the city. Armed with those 3 goals, educate, expose, empower, Michael led a group of over 50 volunteers, both SIGEPs and non-SIGEPs. To start, a Detroit home in an impoverished neighborhood was selected to deconstruct. Additionally, a detailed history and current state of both the property and the neighborhood were documented. Once the selection was made, a series of tests were conducted on the material to be reclaimed for structural performance and aesthetic viability. Then, the house was deconstructed and a comprehensive inventory of harvested material was completed, all while a new building was designed that would utilize the exact same materials that were reclaimed. While the project was focused on sustainable building, Michael also worked to educate his team on the current reality that many of the Detroit residents are facing. The team had the opportunity to interact and build relationships with the local residents, which exposed them to the people most impacted by the blight that had taken over large parts of the city. This increased awareness has empowered his brothers to get involved and live out our cardinal principles. Currently, Michael and his team are not only working to complete the deconstruction process, but also seeking funding to design and build a prototype house in Detroit utilizing the materials from the project. Brother Michael Paciero, on behalf of Sigma Phi Epsilon Fraternity, it is my distinct pleasure to now name you a Sigma Phi Epsilon Fellow. Imagine growing up in a world where you did not have access to electricity, running water, proper health care, or the opportunity for a good education. These are the conditions that over 20 million people face every day in Cameroon, a country in Central Africa. After hearing Dr. George Basong speak about the plight in his country, Brother Beckett felt compelled to get involved with Dr. Basong's organization, Mission of Hope. This nonprofit organization has one goal: to provide hope through healing. Utilizing an innovative approach to medical aid, clean water solutions, and opportunities for education, Mission of Hope is working to give underprivileged families in Southwest Cameroon a chance at a better future. In summer 2012, Alex pitched Mission of Hope to his chapter and proposed that they adopt it for their local philanthropy. He outlined his vision and fundraising plan to travel to Tayor, Cameroon, where he and a team would work together, making a tangible difference to impoverished families. His conviction and passion for the project was well received, and over the next 2 years, the chapter rallied around his vision, raising over $20,000 toward the cause. In March 2014, after many hours of fundraising and planning, Dr. Basong, Alex, and 8 other SIGEPs made the trip to Southwest Cameroon. Almost immediately upon their arrival in Tayor, the team was struck with the impact that a lack of proper medical care had on its residents. During the rainy season, most of the roads are impassable, and without proper transportation, the sick must be carried for miles on makeshift stretchers to the nearest medical clinic. Even after receiving care, many do not survive. With less than a week in Tayor, there was a lot to accomplish and little time to do so. Alex's team worked tirelessly, side by side with the locals, to redirect the stream that is the main source of water to the town and to clean the town's contaminated water reservoir. During the nighttime hours, they provided medical service to over 150 town inhabitants, many of them children with malaria. Brother Beckett had 2 goals when he started: to make a tangible difference and to inspire others to see possibility. Despite differences in language, skin color, culture, and living conditions, Brother Beckett found a connection through the universal language of the human experience: empathy. Transcends any other difference. Brother Alex Beckett, on behalf of Sigma Phi Epsilon Fraternity, it is my distinct pleasure to now name you a Sigma Phi Epsilon Fellow.